One often debated question in the cruise industry is the issue of drinks packages and whether they're worth buying. Essentially all cruise lines sell them, and they are often marketed quite forcefully. Yet a lot of experienced cruisers avoid them. In this video, I hope to present the facts that might help you to make the decision about whether or not a drinks package is a wise purchase for you. Drinks on a cruise ship do generally cost more than drinks on land, and most passengers would like to be able to obtain their favourite tipple without spending quite so much. So, what is a drinks package? In simple terms, you prepay a daily sum of money, which essentially gives you a license to enjoy not quite unlimited drinks without paying for them individually. But it's not exactly an all-you-can-drink buffet. Here are the important points. 1. They are not cheap. To provide one specific example, P&O Australia offers 4 different packages. The cheaper of the packages covering alcohol costs $79 per day. This restricts you in 2 ways, only covering drinks costing $13 or less, and limits you to 15 drinks per 24-hour period. So it's not exactly all you can drink. Also, the $13 limit would not cover all the drinks available on board. A more expensive package costs $105 per day if purchased on the ship, and allows you drinks up to $15 each, but still with a 15-drink daily limit. So a 7-day P&O The Lot package would cost $735 for a 1-week cruise, and that is per person. Multiply that by the number of the people in your cabin, since everyone would have to have one. The total price starts to rival the cost of the cruise itself. Let me emphasize that these are packages covering alcohol. There are also other packages covering only soft drinks, or soft drinks and coffee, and these, on the contrary, can be quite good value. Point 2, they are not unlimited. Drinks packages are not unlimited either in the number or the types of drinks that they cover. As noted above, you are limited in the number of drinks you can have per day, and most of them exclude top-shelf drinks, which means that you can have only drinks costing less than a particular amount. What happens if you want a more expensive beverage? Most cruise lines will simply charge you the difference between your limit and the cost of the drink. But read the fine print, as you might also end up being charged the full amount. Point 3. You have to buy them for the whole cruise. You must purchase a package that covers the entire cruise. You can't buy a 2-day package for a 5-day cruise or anything like that. I imagine some people would like to let their hair down for a couple of days and then recover for the rest of the cruise, but that's not possible. Also check, if you are planning to buy one, that the number of calculated days does not include disembarkation day. It would be a bit over the top to find that you have to pay for a full drinks package for the day that you will be leaving the cruise early in the morning and very unlikely to drink anything at all. Point 4. Every adult in your cabin has to buy a package. You cannot buy a package for a single individual unless you are travelling solo. This restriction is to prevent a group sharing a cabin from buying one drinks package and then passing the cruise card around to let everyone in the group get their drinks from the one account. In practice, I imagine that you would soon hit your daily limit if you tried doing that, but cruise lines won't let you try. So if you want to understand what the total cost will be, look at the daily cost of the package, and then multiply that not only by the number of days on the cruise, but multiply again by the number of people in your cabin. If you're sharing a cabin with a non-drinker or a very light drinker, this would make a package a very poor deal. So, are there disadvantages? As I suggested before, by no means everybody believes in alcohol packages. They do have some major drawbacks. My own personal opinion is that, on the whole, the drawbacks usually outweigh the advantages, although some might disagree. One drawback is that many people who buy drinks packages try to get their money's worth by drinking far more than they normally would. What sort of holiday is that? I don't fancy spending my whole cruise being permanently drunk and waking up every morning with a hangover. Boorish drunken behaviour is not unusual in cruises, but you probably don't want to be one of the people contributing to it. So what would my recommendation be? The most important piece of advice is to do your sums and work out whether a drinks package is worth the cost. Stop and ask yourself how much you want to drink on your cruise. If you're a serious drinker, and by serious drinker, I mean averaging more than half a dozen drinks a day, you might end up saving money, but you also might not remember much of your cruise. Personally, I tend to just buy drinks as I go. If you only want to enjoy a glass or two of wine with your evening meal, then buy them a la carte. It will be cheaper, and you'll be a lot less tempted to drink to excess. Are there other ways to drink? Well, there are other ways to obtain alcoholic drinks if you don't have a package. The commonest way, of course, is to just buy them individually. You may not end up paying for your drinks, well, not out of your own pocket anyway, if you have on-board cruise credit. If you're offered enough cruise credit to cover all of your drinks, then effectively they are free. For a light drinker, this will be a far better way to go than buying a drinks package. You may also be offered a complimentary drinks package as an extra when booking a cruise. This is not very uncommon, and there are lots of free drinks packages being offered at the moment to get passengers back into cruising. This is a reasonable way to save money, unless you're a teetotaler who would not be drinking alcohol at all. And if you haven't paid for the drinks package, you won't feel compelled to get your money's worth by downing alcohol all day long. But if you intend having even a few drinks on your cruise, then a complimentary package is a nice extra. Some cruises always offered free drinks as part of the cruise price. The two groups of cruises that do this are firstly river cruises, which traditionally include alcoholic drinks, and luxury lines, which often include complimentary alcohol. But remember that the difference in cost between a luxury cruise and a baseline cruise is probably considerably more than the cost even of a drinks package. There are reasons for booking a luxury cruise, but free booze comes fairly low on the list. Sometimes there are other opportunities for free drinks. Sail-away parties, art auctions, and captain's receptions are all occasions when there may be complimentary drinks being offered. Look out for them in the schedule. One example is the Princess Champagne Fountain, a feature of most of their ships. A giant pyramid of champagne glasses is constructed in the atrium. Passengers get to be photographed helping to fill the glasses. Afterwards, everyone in the area gets free champagne. On my last Princess cruise, I think I reached my personal daily alcohol intake just from free champagne that day. And lastly, let me note that non-alcoholic drinks packages are of course a different subject, and those at least may be well worth buying.